Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm bringing you guys another interview here just before we head to the Brazil Locking Tournament. And today I'm joined by Dubstep from Team Secret. Dubstep, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, I feel great, like especially because we're attending a tournament soon. So we are gonna be in Sao Paulo in Brazil, and I'm feeling excited to compete again on the big stages. Because unfortunately, we fell off like really a lot on the past year, and I think this year will be quite different. Like coming into the VCT tournaments, especially with our new lineup and everything else.
Uh, I'm I'm surprised you used the word like fell off because you were super close. Like LCQ, you were a couple games away. I think Copenhagen, you were like one game away from
Mhm.
making it. So do you see it as like a big failure, even though that you were that close?
Actually, to be more specific, we were 3 rounds away from Copenhagen, but but
Oh.
yeah, I mean, this is esports. Someone has to lose, someone has to win, and everything happens for a reason. I mean, if you lose, just suck it up and do better on the next one. So I feel like even if I told you guys that we fell off, it's because I'm pretty sure everyone who thinks that we are the favorites in the past year. I think everyone should understand that it's not that easy because being on top is one of the most hardest things to do. Because I believe like a lot of players told me that if you're one of the best, staying the best is one of the hardest things to do. So I feel like it was like a wake up call, especially for me, because it hit me like right in the face that this shouldn't be the mentality I was in. We should be working harder than we were working before. And I feel like a lot of reflections happened in the past year, so I feel like we are reformed for this year and we're quite ready.
Do you feel like that you got complacent then? Because it sounds like you said, you weren't working as hard as you could have. So was it because, like you said, when you reached the top, you relaxed a little bit too much?
I mean, I could say I did get complacent, but I just think that if you were working as hard as you were working as hard when you qualified, it won't be enough. So you should be able to work as harder as you were working before, Like if you're working like 100% before, you should be working 150% on the next one. You know what I mean? Something
Yeah.
like that.
I know exactly what you mean. I think that's what
Yes.
a lot of the other teams are doing too. I mean, we still haven't had a back-to-back winner. I think that shows how hard it is
True.
to be consistent. But like you mentioned, a newer roster. We saw a little bit of here and there in the off season, not so much. So talk me through, the new players. Is it a six-man roster? Like, are you rotating in and out?
I think for now we are focusing on the main five. So the main five will be me, Jesse Vash, Borkum, the core, plus Jeremy, our previous sixth man. He will be playing on the main five now, and our newest member, Invi, which is our fifth player, and Lenny is the like our reserve player.
I will say that when it comes to even that you have some new players, and all the way through last year as well, you still played Jett. Like you kept up with that Jett. There was a big chamber meta coming in, but I know you were playing chamber too. But you really kept up with that Jett meta as well. Do
Yeah.
you feel like that's gonna be the priority going into Brazil? Do you think all of the kind of big players are moved over to the chamber are not gonna are now gonna go back to playing Jett again?
I'm not sure if Jet is still the way to go right now because I feel like there are a lot of other agents that you can use. Like everybody learned how to play Race, everybody learned how to play Fade, especially Neon. This agent has been not really the most big hero like back in the old like on the other tournaments because I'm pretty sure it's always the chamber. Like whatever map you play, it's always the chamber. And
Yeah.
now that Bind and Breeze is out of the play, I believe there will be there will be crazier comps incoming. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Yoru would be put into the map soon because I feel like right now everyone's following the meta, but people forget like there are teams that don't follow these like Paper Rex,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're from the region where like people tend to do kind of a little bit of crazy things. So, do you feel like the win condition lies within following the meta, like playing the chamber or maybe the neon, or do you feel like it's better to be a bit more creative?
Actually, in international stages, I believe like it's better to be creative. It's like it's like a way of surprising your enemy team also, and I feel like people rely on the meta too much because the meta is the safest way to go, I should say. So I mean, if you're a lot of people, like a lot of players like to play because they don't want to lose, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a different mentality. If you're playing like without really a lot of pressure, you're gonna try a lot of things. You're gonna feel comfortable about it. But if you're like trying not to lose and in like a tournament, of course you're gonna stick to what's the safest, what's working the most, like stat wise or something. So yeah.
So what you're telling me is you're not going to be playing Jett?
I believe everyone knows because in our announcement, I've told everyone that I will be playing the Sentinel role now.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw you dabble with a bit of Killjoy as well. Obviously, Chamber 2 in the most recent offline tournament you played, but that's like a permanent move now, right? That's your new role.
I think so because that was the first time I played the Sentinel role in like an international tournament for the first time. So yeah, hopefully it goes well, and I think this is not an unknown territory for me. So I feel like I'm just coming back to my roots, or.
I mean, if it's any time you go in to play Killjoy, I feel like this is the good time. I think she's all of a sudden
Yeah.
viable again. So how are you finding it? What's it like? Because obviously you are a pretty, I would say, a kind of duelist go in kind of style with the duelist that you did play. So what's it like to change your role a little bit?
Actually, like being in the back makes me makes me think like, oh, I didn't see this game like in this way. Because when I was playing the Sentinel role, I'd place my utility here and there. I'd wait for my utility to trigger or something. I'd react from place. Because before when I was playing Duelist, it's either you go in, you hold W, you headshot everyone. So yeah, there's a big difference. But I think I tried to, as an individual, I'm understanding the game so much better now. So I feel like this is helping me grow as a player also. So me understanding this role gives myself a lot of knowledge, like a lot of understanding on how the game works, not just like headshotting people. so
I
so I
mean,
feel like this is making me smarter than what I was before.
the
Yeah.
W stuff was good as well. Like that was also a nice era. Have you been? Because obviously, like when people do tend to change roles, one of the easier ways to accommodate for that is maybe watching what other teams have been doing. You know, yoink their setups, especially with
Yeah.
Killjoy. Anyone that you've been kind of stealing stuff from?
I think on Killjoy, I just stole stuff from my former teammates. But other than that, I like watching nAts a lot. Even though he doesn't play as much Sentinel, he plays mostly Viper. So watching him play, like I try to when I watch his streams, watch his official matches, I try to understand like what is the thought process behind every decision he makes. So I feel so I feel like I can if I try to understand like his thought process and everything, I would be able to play my role so much better because I feel like he's one of the greatest players that's ever touched the role. So yeah, especially on Cypher, it's crazy.
Are you taking his like trips and his cameras and stuff?
Who knows? Maybe.
Oh, I mean that's a good thing. That is exactly what I would do as well. That's exactly what I would do. I think yeah, you're definitely on the right track if you're stealing that stuff. What I will also say is obviously you're returning to the international stage in about 2-3 weeks time, and also every single team from your region is going. This has never happened before. In the past,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like two teams I think at most have ever been two APAC teams. Like if we don't count the Korean and Japanese teams, have been in one tournament. Whereas this time, like everybody is going together. So how are you feeling about that? Obviously, that I think means a lot when it comes to representation. But at the same time, how do you think it's gonna go? Because I don't think other NAEU teams are gonna be able to expect what is coming from APAC.
Actually, this kickoff tournament is it's a quite it's a quite nice to it's quite nice to start the year with this kickoff tournament because I feel like it's what everybody deserves, even the players, even the people supporting the teams. So it's quite crazy. There are 30 teams in the tournament, and I don't know, like I have no idea how the format is gonna be, but I'm quite excited to see. And I feel like it's gonna be crazy because everyone would be mixing like all their play styles there. So I don't know, like I feel like everyone would just focus on themselves rather than focus on who they will be playing against with.
I hope
So yeah,
you got to bring enough jerseys. I think everyone's gonna have to bring like 50 jerseys to just swap them. It's gonna be crazy.
actually I've saved a lot of my jerseys for that for
Yeah.
the jerseys. So yeah.
That's smart. That's really smart. I also wanted to ask. Obviously, I know you guys must be scrimming and training a lot right now. How the scrims coming? Like, what is the meta shaping to be like over in APAC? Like, what are people running?
Actually, it's so different here. Like in APAC, you can scrim like Korea, Japan, and the whole of Southeast Asia, right? So it's so different because when you scrim on the Chinese service, it's different. There are double duelists, and everyone is just going for headshots.
Yeah,
And when you scrim in Korea, there are like disciplined plays. It's crazy. Like you don't see them. It's only their utility. They read they. It's like you're playing like in a how to say like in an assorted region, you know? Like you're playing in so much playstyles. It's it's like playstyles are represented by region in APAC.
that's
So for
really
example,
good. That's good. That
yeah.
means you get to play against a variety.
Mm-hmm. So our scrims lately it's been great. I wouldn't leak anything, but it's been great because we I feel like our composition right now, like our lineup also right now, it's more how should I say it? It's more let's say practical, I guess, because we have been practicing before, and I did not feel the same way as how we are practicing now. So right now, I should say confidently that we are stronger than we were before, like in VCT 2021. So I'm so excited to see how my team plays right now.
Oh, I like the confidence. You want to feel like that before you go to a big tournament. I feel like you don't want to
Yeah.
feel stressed about anything. You mentioned the Chinese servers though. Obviously, the game is coming out in China. Have you managed to play against many Chinese teams? What are they like?
Actually, as a Filipino, we have like the lowest ping on one of the people who has the lowest ping on Hong Kong servers. So we are always on that server. I mean, we've been playing like a lot of Chinese players in that server already. So I'm excited to see Valorant grow, especially on China, because I think it is one of the greatest region in gaming, I believe, especially in a lot of games, not just Valorant, also League as well, I believe. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see them. Like, I'm still expecting them to be part of the like the VCT, like the VCT 2023. So yeah,
You know, in scrims, like sometimes you just get killed by some random person like over and over again, and you're like, oh my god, this guy's insane. Like, who is this person? Are there anyone in China that that you come across that's made you feel like that at all?
I'm pretty sure it's Kang Kang. So
Still Kanka. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's good to know. Yeah.
He's one of the most annoying people to play against with. Like even though you know he's there, he's gonna kill you.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad he's keeping up with it. And lastly, before I let you go, I'm sure you've seen it, but a lot of people have been making like tier lists before Brazil. Like they're putting teams in like the S, A, B, and so on
Yeah.
tiers. Even though they haven't seen everyone play yet, but you've played already. You've played against other teams. I want to know, where would you put Team Secret in a pre-Brazil tier list out of all of the 30 teams?
As a person of as an individual who relies on result a lot, I would put ourselves on B first. Not because I'm not confident, but I would like to see us play more. Like I would like to get more results from us, like especially from this lineup. Then I would rank our team higher than what I rank right now.
I mean, it's a nice start. It's a very nice start. There's like 30
Yeah,
teams, so B, I think, is actually quite high on the tier.
true.
Thank you so much, Dubstep, for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you guys in Brazil.
Thank you so much for having me as well.